This weekend we traveled to Hiroshima and the nearby island of Miyajima. You can take a quick ferry ride from Hiroshima to Miyajima that passes by Attribution Shrine, which is regarded as one of the top 3 most scenic views in Japan.
I think it might be a better picture looking closer.
Here's a view of Attribution Shrine's famous torii gate from the water. One of the coolest things about this is that at low tide you can actually walk right up next to this gate. We'll get to that a little later. First things first, and that's lunch. We had 2 things that this region is famous for: Hiroshima-style okonomiyaki and fried oysters.
Do you need me to hold you?
After lunch, we continued on our way to see the great torii shrine again from land. Yeah, it's got some extra horn stones. To see the torii gate from a different perspective, we headed to a very old nearby temple, but not as old as Jesus.
When was Jesus born? My God, is this thing older than him?
0.
Oh.
Is that a real question?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually after something. It's basically including that thing.
I would have.
I know. Drying up so much. The water levels are already getting significantly lower. We still had a few hours though until low tide, so we explored some shops and other parts of the island while we waited. Adidas puns. Azi means horse mackerel. Walking around in nature was nice. Kind of made me realize how much time I've been spending in urban areas.
Whatever.
We saw a pagoda, which inspired some talk about one of my favorite Mario Party levels.
I think I played a lot of.
5's my fave, but that's just like the first one I owned,
I played
maybe.
recently was real lame because it was a.
It
was the time limit one.
So I finally looked up what a pagoda is.
Oh, maybe
it's basically a place of worship, typically for Buddhists. After admiring the pagoda, it was finally low tide, so it was time to see the great torii gate again. How does this? No, it's not real life. We've got similar shoes, so let's go up there. Yeah, it's fun too. But that'll be rough.
You want this?
Just this. To the rock path. Wait, why is that even there? I guess the left side of the Philly. The following day we explored Hiroshima, starting at the Hiroshima Museum for Peace, which had some really powerful displays. This room displays the aftermath of the atomic bomb. The iconic building with its structure still intact was the Hiroshima Prefectural Industrial Promotion Hall, now commonly referred to as the A-bomb Dome. This is still standing today, as we'll see in a minute, and in 1996 was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can see here that the hypocenter of the bomb was almost directly over top of the building. The building experienced almost completely downward force, so it was able to retain its shape, unlike all the surrounding buildings. August 6th is now Hiroshima Peace Day. The mayor of Hiroshima reads a special peace declaration every year, which is sent to every country in the world to tell leaders to abolish nuclear weapons. There was a little girl named Sadako Sasaki who survived the bombing when she was 2 years old. The radiation from the bomb gave her leukemia by the time she was 10. She believed in an old Japanese story that if you made 1,000 paper cranes, you would be granted a wish. She decided to fold 1,000 cranes and wish for good health. Unfortunately, she died before completing her cranes, but her school friends finished making them for her. She said, "I will write peace on your wings and you will fly all over the world." Each year, tens of thousands of paper cranes from all over the world hang from the statue of Sadako in Hiroshima's Peace Park. President Obama visited Hiroshima while in office and offered handmade paper cranes of his own. This is significant as his 2009 speech calling for the creation of a world free of nuclear weapons earned him a Nobel Peace Prize, and he was the first U.S. president to visit Hiroshima during his tenure. While the museum and memorials were obviously very somber experiences, you won't find any hints of bitterness or resentment, only a message of peace and hope to remember the events of the past so they won't be repeated in the future. Hiroshima recovered very quickly after the bombing with aid from outside countries and areas of Japan. Today, Hiroshima is Japan's 8th largest city with a population of 2.1 million. Also notably, it is home to Mazda's global headquarters.